Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Nerd Herders. My name is Rich,
I'm Nick.
and happy Halloween. If this is your first segment of the week you're watching, because you're not in the movies, you're in the games. This is airing on Halloween. We're drinking a Laughing Skull beer. It's got a fun little skeleton guy on it. So happy Halloween. Hope you binge on candy and don't eat a razor blade. But we're talking about video game news today. And we have a really big one here. We almost recorded something to move up to last week.
The greatest thing in the world, if you like our video game segments, you will never have to hear us talk about the Nintendo NX again.
That's true. From now on, you can hear us talk about the Nintendo Switch.
Hey!
So Nintendo has finally officially revealed its new upcoming console, Nintendo Switch. It is basically what has been rumored. It is a hybrid home console handheld, a docking station, two detachable controllers that can be used on the go. You can use those two controllers as multiplayer. There will be a Pro controller. There will be a Joy-Con controller, which is what they're calling it, where you hook the two little mini parts into the controller and you hold it like a normal controller. I am 100% sold on this and will buy it day one.
Yeah, I mean, me too. I'm gonna buy it day one unless day one is the day of our rehearsal dinner, because it very well might be, because I'm getting married in March.
Ooh.
Um,
Or you buy it and then you guys can all hang out and play it.
well, yeah, I mean, that's always an opportunity
Because I'll
too,
have one
but
too.
this is true. I mean, it's going to be very exciting, right? I'm very excited for this system.
Your reception will be happening and there'll be like 5 of us in the corner just playing Mario Kart.
I'm super stoked. The video, if you haven't seen what this thing is, essentially the rumors were pretty much true.
Yeah.
It is truly for the first time the home console experience on the go.
Yeah.
You put the thing in the docking station in your house. You play on the TV. You take it out and you're immediately playing it. And it's not like the Wii U where you could only be about as far as your bathroom.
I mean, it's
literally you take it.
Yeah, it is a. It's like a. It looks like a
You take it
tablet.
on planes. You take it. Yeah.
No information on battery life. No information on storage space. No information on specs. Cartridge based is confirmed. They did confirm that it will not be backwards compatible with physical Wii U and 3DS media. That's not to say stuff isn't going to come, which they already showed in the trailer. Mario Kart with new updates. Splatoon with new updates. There was a rumor of Smash Brothers with new updates coming, so we can assume that that's going to happen.
Yeah.
We did get a couple glimpses of a new Mario game, which looks awesome, even though it was like 3 seconds of a new Mario game.
Right.
We saw Skyrim running on this, which, if that's true and that's what it's capable of doing, then I imagine it, you know.
Yeah, it can run a game from 2011. No, I mean, it tells us, it gives us an idea of what it can do. But at the same time, super exciting concept.
Yeah.
They gotta come out with a launch lineup that includes not just a new Mario game. Because it's cool. Here's the thing. It's very cool that it can handle NBA 2K17. It can handle Skyrim. It can handle, and these are third-party new games. NBA 2K17 came out 2 weeks ago. Skyrim comes out. It's out. Right?
Yeah, it should be
As
out
you're
by now.
watching this, it comes out in a couple days for us. That's awesome, but seeing those gives me flashbacks to the Wii U, where the Wii U announcement was like, here's what Arkham Asylum's gonna look like on the Wii U, and here's what they also showed. Specifically, they made a big deal about like Assassin's Creed Black Flag and that year's Madden, but all of them were coming out almost 6 months to a year after, and I don't want it to be another, here's our launch lineup, a lot of games that came out before last holiday. Woo! And old Wii U games that you probably didn't get because only we bought it.
Yeah.
Like, it has to have new games. It's cool that it has some of that stuff, but it's got to have new games. And as I think we talked a little bit about this beforehand, I think it's nice it can have that stuff. Do you think that, like, if I was gonna get Skyrim, the new Skyrim remaster, I don't think I'd get it on this. Like, I'm gonna get those type of games on PlayStation.
See, I don't know. It depends on what the new ecosystem for Nintendo, like the new online interface and ecosystem is. If they throw in some kind of achievement trophy system, but if that's something I haven't played, I'd love the idea of being able to take a Skyrim or a Fallout type game on the go with me. Where I'm like, I can sit at home and I can pump 30 hours into it, but if I'm going to go on a trip and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, I can play this with me. I can play Skyrim.
I think that's really awesome. Like, I think that the difference in playing that on a PS4 to playing it daily on the Switch, for me personally, would be great if I had a commute where I wasn't driving, or if I was constantly taking flights, or if I had, it's a situation like that. But that's just not what it is. So I'm not gonna. I think, like, for me, what is awesome about that on the go thing would be the daily, like, at lunch thing. Mm-hmm. Like, there was that long period when Smash came out for 3DS where we played every day. Yeah. And other people kind of, like, they were watching over our shoulders, but they didn't have 3DSs. Like, if this had been out...
And we both had Switches, we could be like, oh, hey, here's...
All right, 4-player right now.
Yeah.
During lunch, we can get a couple quick matches in. Like, I'm not going to, like, on my lunch break, eat my lunch, and then try and get into 25 minutes of Skyrim and have to put it away. Like, that's not... I don't think that's really how I would ever play that game. Mm-hmm. Or play even Zelda. I wouldn't want to just sit down in 20-minute bursts to play Zelda. It really is awesome to me for the couple of Mario Kart matches or the Smash Brothers
Now,
matches.
I could see something like...
It'd be awesome on a plane. I just don't do that much.
Like, From Software was one of the developers. Like, they had, like, this big image of all the third-party developers they're getting.
Yeah, no, that's
And
great.
From Software was on... I was thinking about, like, back to when I was really into Bloodborne, and I couldn't beat a boss, and I was all day at work thinking, oh, man, how am I going to do this? I'm itching to get back to it. I have a half hour now. Like, I have an hour for lunch, 30 minutes, or 20 minutes to eat. Now I got 40 minutes to try and fight that. I've been thinking about this all day. Is this the time I'm going to finally, defeat this grotesque monster? So I could see maybe getting a moment like that in a bigger game.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's really going to be some awesome things that this can do, that it's going to change in some ways gaming. It's going to make portable gaming more appealing to me in a lot of ways, even though I like most portable games. I just want to see a couple other new Nintendo games for launch or shortly after.
A lot of Nintendo stuff has been quiet. Mm-hmm. So I imagine they're holding a lot of that for the launch or launch window, or within that 6 months to a year time.
When do you think we really learned some stuff? Because, like you said, we didn't learn much of anything. We learned what it does, kind of. We learned, in theory, what it does. We didn't learn the specifics of how it works. But pricing.
Well, they've come out and said we're not supposed to get any more really new information until 2017.
Jesus.
So.
That's so weird.
Now, there is an investor meeting coming up. Maybe they'll say something there.
They might need to, because the weird wrinkle is, as excited as everyone who I talk to about this,
and everybody online.
Blew up. The internet blew up, and people, even at my work, who are not gamers, when they heard or saw the video shared and saw what it did, they're like, that's so cool. But for some reason...
Their stock went down.
Their stock went significantly down at this announcement. 6%.
Which is really...
So they might have some serious explaining to do. Because maybe some of those investors kind of viewed it how I viewed it, where it's like, okay, cool, at launch you're going to have last year's greatest hits.
Yeah.
In one case, you're going to have 2011's greatest hits.
That's the one, thing Nintendo needs to do, is they need to not repeat that. They're doing well. As far as what I've seen on the internet, what you've seen on the internet, other than the stockholders, like, they're doing all the right things. And if you look at the trailer... There's not a single kid, not a single parent or grandparent. It's very much aimed at us, like millennials, quote unquote hardcore gamers, or people who, like, that's not like, here's the family console and you can, even grandma can, like, it's very much aimed at people like us who have active lifestyles, and you're on the go and you're going to play with your friends, and look, you can pull out, you're in a car ride, you're going somewhere,
and most important, not only is it just about the games, what we saw, it's about gaming, not move, not gimmicks. I mean, the whole thing is a
It's
gimmick
about
in a way.
it's about gaming.
No more moving.
It's about
no
party
more
gaming
Wii.
again.
Yeah.
What do you think of the name?
I think it's okay.
Yeah.
I think that the more that I say it, like Switch, you're gonna get the Switch. You hear about the Switch, like then it starts sounding cool. But like anything else, it takes a minute to get used to.
Sure.
I thought Force Awakens wasn't the most impressive title when I first heard it, and now I think it's great.
I think it's fine. I'm glad that's not the Wii something. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. I think it does what it needs to do. In a sentence, it's the Switch. Oh, what does it do? Well, it switches between. Whereas the Wii U was like, is it a peripheral for the Wii? Is this what's going on here?
It was confusion.
It's easier to market to non-gamers, to mom and dad or whoever who's buying something in the store, and they're like, oh, what's Nintendo Switch? I've never heard. Oh, well, it's a new console. It's a home console, but it also switches to a handheld if Timmy wants to take it on the go and blah 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 blah. Blah.
Absolutely. One last hot take.
Okay.
So excited that they're going back to a normal looking controller.
Kind of, yeah.
Obviously it separates, but when you're at home, or when you're playing by yourself, or really just when you're at home playing console version, it looks like.
Yeah.
It resembles like a current Xbox One controller.
Mm-hmm.
That said, ugly as hell.
Sure.
I hate how it looks.
I'm
excited that it's a new controller. I hate that, like, if you haven't seen it, just imagine you're holding it, and most controllers
it's a square.
Yes, I hate how it's a square. I hate that. Like, I love how you hold a basic controller nowadays, the DualShock or the Xbox One controller, and it kind of divots, and there's the hole where you put in a headphone or whatever. This is just a fucking block.
Well, yeah, but it has the
hate
handles
that.
on the back, so you.
No, I know. I think it looks ugly.
I will play it. I imagine that out of the box it's going to come with that, and then the Pro Controller will be sold separately. And this is going to be one of those, if it is uncomfortable for me, I'll go ahead and get the Pro Controller. Otherwise, I would be fine playing this. My only concern is how small the controllers are on their own.
Yeah.
Like the little sack. Like, I got big hands. Like, that's...
Right, yeah. I mean, the NES controller was small.
Yeah, not that small. Maybe.
It might be the same size. I mean, it's hard to say.
Out.
We don't know. We don't know much yet.
Sure.
But finally we know something.
Yeah, something official, and I'm super excited about it. I will be buying it day one. You might be buying it day one.
No, I'm gonna buy. I'm gonna get
it.
I'm gonna order it on
Amazon.
Amazon.
Day one purchase,
quote unquote, and it'll be at my house one way or another.
Yeah, I'll be at your reception playing it, and you'll be up there like.
Oh no, we're gonna play it.
And we'd like to, and we're doing, the first dance as husband and wife. Nick. One second. I gotta finish this Mario Kart race. 1 second.
Yeah. The other rumor is that Mass Effect is potentially legitimately coming out the day before our wedding. Waited 6 years for that game.
So the moral of this new segment is never get married.
Never get married. Last thing, we should also say how big the Switch was. That it was all anybody was talking about the same day as the Red Dead Redemption 2 trailer.
And
a
lot of people were just like, oh yeah, Red Dead Redemption, that's cool.
It didn't help that the Red Dead trailer was gorgeous but unexciting.
Sure, but I mean, Rockstar is one of the only studios that could come out and pull something like they did on their own terms. And then Nintendo is one of the only companies that news could top that and bury that news. So... Also, the same day the Logan trailer dropped that we talked about in the movie segment.
I mean, I think that it was. I think that, say, flashback 5 years ago or whatever. I think if the Wii U launch trailer had been what had released the same day of Red Dead, it might have been a different story. I think it's because the Switch looks impressive and it looks unique. I think that people would have been like, the Wii U looks confusing, but Red Dead looks great. But I think that this was impressive enough to steal it.
Yeah,
which is great. It's awesome. It's all we've been asking for. Now I'm going to be selfish and ask for more. Give me more information.
Tell us
I don't
more.
have enough yet.
I want to know. What did you guys think of the Nintendo Switch? Let us know in the comments below, or you can tweet at us. I'm on Twitter at Rich Belson.
I'm at Stonks.
The channel is on Twitter at OABeer_official, and you can find us on Facebook at Facebook.com/overabeer. We're on Instagram at over_A_beer. We'll probably Instagram a little picture of this Laughing Skull can. It's a fun little skull guy with our little horror table we've got going. You can check us out, of course, right here on youtube.com/overabeer. But that will wrap things up for today. So until next time, drink up.
And butter me up.